Okay, continuing with 11th grade, we're going to talk about mean, median, and mode. Okay, this is a continuation of the previous topic when we were talking about data sets. Okay, we're going to continue with the exercise from the first lesson of statistics, and we'll include a separate exercise that we have here. Okay, so let's talk about the definitions first. Okay, before we start into actually calculating this information, okay, we're going to read the definitions. Okay, so the first one, the mean. Okay, the mean of a data set, it says, is the average of a data set. Okay, so if we have a group of numbers, okay, that means that we're going to add them all together and we're going to divide it between the number of data. Okay, so for example, if we were to have, in the previous exercise, we had 80 numbers. Okay, they were the grades of a test for some students. Okay, so if we wanted to get the mean of that exercise, we would need to add all the numbers and then divide it by 80, which was the total number of data. Okay, so it's the average of the data set. Okay, now when we talk about the median, okay, the median says is the middle of a data set. So this has two ways of calculating. Okay, if we have an even number of data information, that means that we're going to take the two middle numbers, we're going to add them and divide them by 2. If we have an odd set of numbers, then we just need to circle or identify the middle number. For all of these exercises, remember that we have to place the numbers in order first. Okay? Now, when we're talking about the mode is the most common number in a data set. Okay, so if we have a group of numbers, the mode is going to be the number that repeats itself the most. Okay, sometimes we might have two modes, okay, depending on the data set. Okay, perfect. So let's take this exercise first. Okay, we have exercise 1. Okay, we have these group of numbers 21, 23, 23, 54, 67, 21, 25, 21, 54, 75, 72. Okay. So we're going to find all of the information that we were just talking about. We're going to find the mean, the median, and the mode. Okay? Let's take into consideration that this data set is the ages of a group of people that attended a concert. Okay? Or that attended a play at a theater. Okay? So this is the ages of these people. Okay? So we want to find the mean, the median, and the mode. Okay? The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to write these numbers in order. Okay? So let's take this information that we have right here and let's put them in order. Okay? So by the look of these numbers, which is the lowest number? 21. Okay? So let's put them in order. And we have 21 here, 21 here, 21 here. Okay, the next number would be 23. So we have 23. Okay, we have another 23. Okay, do we have another one? No. The next one would be 54, 67. Looks like it's 25. Okay, so we place 25. Do we have another 25? No. The next number appears to be 54, 67. 54, 75, 72. Okay, so it appears to be 54 and 2 times 54. Okay, we cross them out just so that we know that we already used them. The next number would be 67. The next number, no more 60s, no. 70s, okay, we have 72. We cross it so that we know that we already used it, and 75. Okay, so now we have them in order. Okay, once we already have them in order, we can start talking about mean, median, and mode. Okay, let's talk about the first one. Okay, we said the mean is the average of a data set. Okay, so when we calculate the average, that means that we need to add all of these numbers. Okay, we add them up and we divide them by the number of data that we have. So how many numbers do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so we have the number of data sets. We have our 11 numbers. Okay, so when we calculate the mean, we're going to add them all up and calculate the average. Okay, so we have mean. We're going to add 21 plus 21 plus 21, okay, plus 23 plus 23 plus 25 plus 54 plus 54 plus 67 plus 72 plus 75. And since we're calculating the average, we have to divide all of this by 11. Okay, so we take out our calculators, okay, and we add all of these numbers. 21 plus 21 plus 21 plus 23 plus 23 plus 25 plus 54 plus 54 plus 67 plus 72 plus 75. Okay, that gives us a total of 456. Okay, so we have 456 divided by 11. Okay, divided by 11. And we have 41.45. Okay, so that is the first answer that we're looking for. Okay, this is the mean. Okay, let's put it like this. Okay, so let's remember the definition of the mean. Okay, the mean is the average of a data set. Okay, when we calculate an average, okay, we're talking about how we add all of these numbers and divide it by the amount of data. Okay, so that is the mean. That is the first thing. Okay, now let's calculate the median. The median says is the middle of a data set. Okay, so we're talking about the middle number of a data set. Okay, so we're going to have two ways. It depends of the amount of data. Now here we have 11 numbers. Okay, so that means that whichever number we choose is going to be an exact number. Okay, because if we have 11 numbers, what is the middle number? The sixth number. Okay, so let's choose it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How do I know that this is the middle number? Because I have 5 numbers on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I have 5 numbers on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is the median. Okay, so that's why we need to have them in order. That's why the first step that we need to follow is, if we have the data set in this array, we need to put it in order. Okay, because that's how we're going to calculate the median. Okay, so the median is 25. Okay, this was the second answer that we're looking for, because we have an odd number. Odd numbers are 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, etc. Okay, now what happens if instead of having 11 numbers, let's say that we have 12. Let's put an imaginary number here. Okay, what if we have another number, let's say 77. Okay, so if we have 12 numbers, we're going to find the middle two numbers. Okay, in this case, it's going to be 25, okay, and 54. Okay, in this case, we would have 2. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers on this side, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers on this side. Okay, now, how do we find the median? The median means that we would need to add these two numbers and divide it by 2. Okay, so if we take our calculators, just so that we have an exact number, okay, this is just, assuming that we have another number and that we need the median. Okay, in the first exercise, it's just 25. We don't have to do anything. Okay, but since we have two numbers, okay, because they're even, we have to take the middle two numbers and add them and divide it by 2. So the median for this one, in case we have another number, 77, would be 25 plus 54 divided by 2. It would be 39.5. Okay, this is assuming we have this number, but since we don't, okay, we do not need this one, and this one is not included in the median. This was just an example on if we have an even number of data. Okay, so we have two of the three answers. Okay, we already have the mean, we have the median. Now let's calculate the mode. Okay, the mode says it's the most common number in a data set. Okay, so now that we have them in order, we just need to find the number that repeats itself the most. Okay, sometimes we might have one number, sometimes we might have two numbers, sometimes we might not have any number. Okay, because sometimes the data set will not have a repeating number. Okay, in this case, if we look at the numbers in order, we have 21, 21, 21, repeats itself 3 times, 23 2 times, 54 2 times, and then the other ones just repeat 1 time. Okay, so which is the number that repeats itself the most times? 21. Okay, so we have that. The mode is 21. Okay, now we have our three answers. We have the mean, 41.45. We have the mode, that's the most repeated number, which is 21, and the median, which is the middle number, which is 25. Okay? So, using the data set, okay, the first thing we need to do is place them in order. Then we need to find the average, to find the mean. We need to find the middle number, in case we have an odd number or an even number. Okay, and then we need to identify the mode, which is just the most repeated number in a data set. Okay? Okay, so I'm not going to erase. You're going to have 1 minute.